Come along and ride this train. Come along and ride this train. Cross the mountains, prairies, reservations, rivers, levees, plains. Come along and ride this train. Ride this train. Ride this train with me to where the great interstate highways cross the country. 100 years ago, over that very ground, long before the roads were there, the lonely Pony Express rider carried the mail. Then came the stagecoach with people and supplies moving cross country. Today, carrying on that tradition is the modern mover of America, the man behind the wheel, the truck driver. See that big cross-country truck rolling down the highway? He's heading east from the San Joaquin Valley in California, and with the help of his partner, he'll roll into Chicago with fresh vegetables come Monday morning. His next run might be hauling tools from Cincinnati to the West Coast, or taking a house load of furniture to your new home 1,000 miles away. Whatever it is, all over the highways of this country, it's the man at the wheel of that big rig who has the important job of keeping the life of a nation flowing. Well, I pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down that eastern seaboard. I got my diesel wound up and she's running like never before. There's a speed zone ahead, well, all right. I don't see a car in sight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, my rig's a little old, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a flame from her stack and the smoke's blowing black as coal. My hometown is coming in sight. If you think I'm happy, you're right. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Like the pilot on the airways or the engineer on the railways, that trucker rolling down the highway is a man who faces the long and sometimes treacherous hours of his job with dedication and courage. 16 forward gears, diesel smoke trailing in the wind, 18 tires, checked and singing on the pavement. 5,000 miles to cover, 3 weeks away from home, and it's work, mister. It demands the best. And whether your run is on Interstate 70 or hauling freight down the eastern seaboard, if you're a gear jammer, you know there ain't no easy runs, and you better believe it, mama. I was sitting in the terminal waiting for my load when a greenhorn driver came in off the road. I heard him tell that foreman, get my little pink slip. This run is too tough and I'm gonna quit. Now the foreman that day happened to be old Joe. Man, he was older than time. He said, son, how long you been driving this rig? You know I drove all shapes, forms, fashions, and kind. And here you are worried about this one little trip. Well, I've drove 1,000,000 miles and then some. He looked that greenhorn right in the eye and he said, boy, there ain't no easy runs. I drove for roadway, Interstate, Hopewell, Great Lakes, Walford Mac, Time, Mayflower, Freight Line, Spectre, Yellow Transit, Western and Gillette, Red Ball, Ryder, Northwestern, Big Seattle, Beaver, Bell, Hoover, McLean's, Gateway, Motor Freight, Transport, Bites, Big C, Ohio, Trans-American South, East Tex, Mason-Dixon, Watkins, and Transcon Wilson Associates. Got all that driving done, and I tell you, boy, there ain't no easy run. Said if you got a gal in Texas, they'll send you up to Maine. If you got a gal in New York, they'll send you out on the plains. I know what your problem is. You got woman trouble, son. And I tell you, boy, there ain't no easy run. I drove for Navajo, Rate, Goose, D.C., North American, Allied, Baltimore, Freight, Pie, Mac, Curtis, Eastern and NX, Garrett, Ace, Federal and ETM and Neptune, Heron, Brinks and C-Lab, First Dudley, Dorsey, Beacons and Bellingham, Cooper, Detroit, Jones and American too, Nightway and Central, Standard and Boston Sioux, Yunnan, Buckingham, got all that driving done. And I tell you boys, there ain't no easy run. I drove for United, Acme, Tanksley and Shaw, Grammar, Atlas, Strickland and Dock, Atlantic, Owens, Karen and Beaumont, H&H, Murphy, Field and Mohawk, Skill, Skaggs, got all that driving done. And I tell you boys, there ain't no easy run. Ain't no easy run. That's right. You know, when traveling on the highway, if you want to know the best place to eat, just follow the trucker and stop where he stops. You'll usually find it's pretty good food and friendly service. But, well, there are exceptions. I remember a few years ago, the Tennessee 3 and I stopped at a truck stop way out west, and the food was very good, but there was this one waitress that must have had a rough time that morning before she came to work, and she wasn't very kind and polite. And W.S. Holland, who is a drummer with the Tennessee 3, called her over just before we left and said, "Honey, if you don't be nice to us, somebody's going to steal your damn broom and you'll have to walk home." Well, I know some of you truckers probably been to that place. You know what I'm talking about. The next time you see a big semi roaring down the highway, remember the man at the wheel has a great heritage in America. Like the Pony Express rider, the stagecoach driver, and the wagon master of old. No matter what the weather, no matter where the road, he's a man that delivers the goods. And whatever you eat tonight, whatever you wear, wherever you sleep, remember it's very likely that it was a trucker that brought you your food, clothes, and your bed. Well, my ocean is 4 lanes wide. My waves are mountain high. I sail a 20-ton schooner with the will of do or die. And my cargo must go through to the port that waits for me. I live on luck for a driver truck. I'm a sailor on a concrete sea. So here's to the unsung hero, though he don't make history. From coast to coast, let's drink a toast to the sailor on a concrete sea, the sailor on a concrete sea. Take it easy, truckers. There ain't no easy run.